A broken man is not necessarily a lost man, but the cracks is where he starts to finally see the light come through. Maybe we have to shatter a little bit to realize that our original shape wasn't actually serving us anymore. It starts to feel like the edges of a puzzle piece that was just forced into like the wrong spot for years, and person just kept trying to push it and just force it. But when you finally stop trying to put all them weird oriented pieces together, you start to notice the floor that was beneath you. You start to realize that the ground is solid even when you're falling apart. It's kind of funny or like ironic or whatever, however you want to call it. But it's strange like how reality only seems to sharpen when our personal lives start to get blurry. It has me wondering sometimes if consciousness is just a way for the universe to examine its own fractures, to see the different versions of itself. We build these rigid identities just to feel safe, but honestly, they're just fragile shells that can be broken at any moment. It's like the story of Humpty Dumpty, in a sense. But unlike Humpty Dumpty, I guess, the nursery rhyme or kid story, every time one breaks is like a bit more of the real us actually gets to breathe. In a way, it's like how like water or like a river carves through like stone. It makes a path. It's not trying to fight the rocks. It keeps persistently just going at the rock until like the rock yields. Same thing with the rain. It's just the constant persistence of just going forward. Patterns in our lives seem so permanent until we decide to step out of them. So maybe the broken parts are actually the only parts that are truly honest. In a weird way, they kind of represent the experiences that were too heavy for the old versions of ourselves to carry. Because life isn't about being whole in the way that we think it is. It's about being authentic and really being authentic in the way that we move, the way how we, the way how we express ourselves. Are we just these complex systems that's just trying to balance entropy with a sense of purpose? Because if you look closely, the chaos often just has its own rhyme, its own patterns. Perhaps meaning isn't something that we find, but something that we create in the empty space that's just left behind from like what's broken, or what's breaking, I should say. We're always constantly updating like our internal map as the terrains of reality just starts to shift beneath us. Kind of like that puzzle. It's like, you push in those pieces that don't fit and you just still see like what's under the actual picture. And maybe connections start to happen when our cracks start to match up with someone else's. And that's also where empathy lives, in that shared understanding that none of us are perfectly put together. Maybe being lost is just a judgment we place on ourselves for not being where we expected to be. But if the map is wrong, then being lost is the only way to actually explore the territory. Everything in the world is always changing. We're always changing. And we're just the witness of our own transformation. In a weird way, there's sort of like a quiet strength in knowing that you're unfinished. You aren't just a static object or anything. You're just an ongoing process. That ongoing process of adaptation. The universe itself seems to love complexity, so why are we so afraid of our own complications is the question. And if we are truly a part of the whole, maybe even our mistakes is just the universe experimenting with new outcomes. What if being broken is actually just the only way of becoming truly open? Is it possible that the only thing holding us back is the fear of being seen in our own beauty of disjointed light, I should say? I just have one final question. What part of you is waiting for the next crack to appear so it can finally emerge. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell. And if you can, hype up the video. It helps push it in the algorithm for others that's just like us, that's just like you. With that being said, better like being, like gang, like gang. Squaw! Peace, family. Peace.